Quick Start Product Listing. In this lesson, you're going to discover how to set up your Quick Start product listing and also why it is necessary to do this at this point. So the reason we are doing this is to create a listing for our product. We need to create our listing so we receive our FNSKU. This is the way that Amazon identifies a product as unique to a particular seller. And we need the FNSKU for shipping and potentially for our packaging too. Now there are more reasons. Adding your product now will trigger any hazmat review that your product may incur. Now this is nothing to worry about, but it is better to trigger this now before your inventory is on the way. It also checks for any potential gated category or product restriction. Now this is going to be a very basic listing. We are going to do the bare minimum. We will optimize our listing fully later in the course before the product goes live. We literally want to add the minimum information required to have our listing created. Okay, so to create your quick product listing, you need to log into Seller Central. I've already done it, and I've actually minimized a lot of the boxes on the page so I don't have to blur out too much information. And then all you need to do is put your mouse cursor over catalog and then click on add products. Now, Amazon are constantly split testing how they do things. When you come to add your product, you might see a link underneath saying list your own product or something along those lines. But if you don't, just type your product name into the box. The example I'm going to be using in the next module is a mini bike pump. So I'm putting that into the box and clicking search. And you don't want to click on any of these because these are products Amazon are saying might be yours, which they're obviously not. You're creating your own product. So I'm going to click on the crossbar down here. And here underneath the search, you can see if it is not in Amazon's catalog, create a new product listing. And that is what you want to click on. Again, I'm going to close this message. So the first step here is to identify the correct category. So once again, you're just going to type in your product and click on Find Category. Now, depending on your category, there might be a lot of options on the left and hardly any on the right. But what this amounts to is, if your product is in more than one of these categories on the left, you would click on one of them. But basically, it's just a way of finding the correct category. So for instance, my product is not going to be in cell phone and accessories. It's a bicycle pump. So I would click on sporting goods. However, in this situation, I can actually see my exact subcategory. You can see frame mount bike pump. That's exactly what my product is. But just to show you how this works, I'm going to click on sporting goods. And now it's taken me into the subcategories within sporting goods. And then I'm going to click on frame mount bike pumps because that's the one that suits my product the most. And there we go. Here is our listing. Now, before we get started, anything that has a red box around it, we need to fill in the information to be able to save and finish. And what we'll also discover is moving forward, sometimes filling a box in one of the tabs will actually trigger another one to appear in a previous tab. But we're going to start with the vital info. So I've put a very basic product name in here, and the product name is actually the title of the listing. So I just put mini bike pump by Outdoor Squared. In other words, the keyword followed by my brand name. Don't worry about this at all. In the next module, we'll be showing you how to optimize everything using keywords, benefits, and features of your product. For now, we're just trying to get the product set up. The manufacturer is going to be a brand name. So I put in Outdoor Squared, and I'm also going to put that in the brand name. Now it's asking for a manufacturer part number, and you can see it's an alphanumeric string, 40 characters maximum. So my brand name is Outdoor Squared. So I'm going to start with OS, and it's a mini bike pump. So that's M for mini, B for bike, P for pump. And then I'm just going to put in some numbers. It's not critical. Basically, you are the manufacturer, so you create this number yourself. But as you can see, all our red marks have gone. However, you see the product ID, that's our UPC, and it is going to become red shortly. But the next tab, we could ignore variations for now and click on Offer. And I should point out at this point, depending on your category, your page may look different. But all you need to do is follow this process and go through and select everything that's red. And before we go into the Offer tab, I'm actually going to come over here, and on the right, if you see Advanced View and the button is on the left, you want to click on it. And basically it's adding everything that's available on your listing. You might not need to fill any of it out, but it's worth doing now so that you can see all the options. So we're going to deal with Offer. Now it does say you have the option to save as an active now and add the offer back later, but we're going to go ahead and do it. So we want our price. So I'm going to say that I'm going to be selling this pump at $19.99. Now the seller SKU, you can leave Amazon to do this, or you can actually create it yourself. For your first product, I recommend that you leave it and let Amazon fill it out. but as you can see, it's not actually surrounded in red. So the next one that is condition. So we want to click on select, and then you want to select new. Has to be new, it's always new. And if I scroll down, you can see for now, it's saying I don't need to add anything else on this tab. Then we're going to go to description, because you can see up at the top here, it's got this red triangle with an exclamation in it. So that means there's more information on that tab we need to fill in. So I'm going to click on description, and it's asking for key product features. And this is actually our bullet points. So we will be going into bullet points in great detail in the next module, but you just want to put in something to fill this box in. So I've just put our frame mounted bike pump is lightweight and durable. That's all I've put in. We will be changing this in the next module. You just want to put anything in here that's something about your product. So you'll see we've got no more red here, and the triangle's gone with the description, but you'll see it's back for our vital info. So I'm going to click on it, and as I said before, it's the product ID. So I'm going to click on the select button next to it first, and I'm going to select UPC. Here we go. This is the message you're going to see about GS1. The validity of product ID is checked against the GS1 databases. If your product ID is not registered with GS1, then the linked ASIN will be suppressed, and it may result in the removal of your product creation privileges. As I said before in the previous lesson, this is not something Amazon are implementing right now. And personally, I use UPCs all the time without any issues. But I'm going to go and grab my UPC, and I'm just going to open up the list of numbers that I got from Nationwide Barcode. Now I've only left the top one visible, but I'm going to click on it, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go back to Amazon. I'm going to paste it in, and then I'm going to click on Got It to say that I understand this message. And we're done. We've actually filled out all the information. All we need to do now is click on Save and Finish. Now, this is probably going to throw up an error message, but it's nothing to be worried about. But let's go ahead and see. And we're on our way. You can see your listing is being created. This process may take up to 30 minutes. Please check back and change your listing to fulfill by Amazon at that time. So what it's actually telling us now is that it hasn't created it as a fulfill by Amazon, which is what we want. But I'm going to show you how to do that now. So I'm going to click continue. Now, as you can see, it's created my product as fulfillment by merchant. And you know that by looking at the available, the box underneath, it's got a number in that I can change. So it's asking me how many products have I got. But we want to use FBA. So to change it to fulfillment by Amazon, we look at the edit, and just to the right of it, we click on the two arrows, and then we change to fulfillment by Amazon. Now, this is critically important. If you've followed the steps in creating your Seller Central account, you will have already made the Amazon barcode the default. However, if this says manufacturer barcode, you need to change it to Amazon barcode, and you would do that by just clicking on it and selecting the other. It must say Amazon barcode. If you move forward with this saying manufacturer barcode, it will cause you issues and delay the entire process. So it's critically important it shows Amazon barcode. But once you get to this point, we're only creating a listing, we're not sending inventory. So you click on convert only, and now it's giving you this required information box, add dangerous goods information. So just click on it, and then you just need to fill out these boxes. Battery information, it doesn't have a battery, so I'm going to click no. Product regulation information, again, it's a no. But if you get this wrong, you will get a hazmat warning, and you'll have to give them information. But again, it's nothing critical to worry about. But once you've done that, you click on submit, and you can see it says completed, so we can save and continue. Now, when it first does this, it's going to give you this red error. Do not panic. It just means that Amazon are sorting it out. And in fact, if I go to inventory now and click on manage inventory, you will see that our product's there. Now, if you do this, if it's still showing the box here to put the amount in, don't worry about that. If you wait 5 or 10 minutes, come back and refresh the page, you'll see that the available option's gone because it's been changed to FBA. And you can always check it by clicking on the arrows next to edit. And if you see change to fulfillment by merchant, you know that your listing's set up as fulfillment by Amazon. Now, before I go, I just want to show you one more thing, and that's the option I mentioned earlier about the Amazon barcode. Now, you should have done this when you created your Seller Central account because it was covered in the training. However, if you forgot or you just didn't do it, all you need to do is go up to settings in the top right and click on fulfillment by Amazon, and then scroll down until you see FBA product barcode preference. And you can see here it says Amazon barcode because I've set it up. If yours still says manufacturer barcode, click on edit, change it to Amazon barcode and click update. But that is how you create your quick listing. So we have covered how to create your quick product listing. In the next lesson, you will discover how to create your product packaging. Your action step. If you're ready, go ahead and create your quick product listing. But that's it for this lesson. Take care.